What's up, guys? I'm Sean Berube. This is my boy Vargas, and we love watching Hot Facts with Robert Reese.
Shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. But let me ask you this with this Russia thing. You think the NATO forces, or let's say any other organization that is threatening Russia, publicly or secretly, do you think that they will step on the toes to force Russia to do some type of chemical or something else like that?
Yep, because the military-industrial complex, as long as it's funded, it keeps everything in a perpetual moment of what if. Like, for instance, if you wanted to declare a national emergency, let's just say we get to the election, and maybe somebody in the government doesn't think we should have an election in 2024. The way you do that, the way you cancel an election, is to go into World War III. And so if we're at war, World War, Joe Biden can come out right here and say, I have to cancel the election, national emergency right now. And he could do that at any point in time. I believe all of it is, I don't know if you know what a false flag is, but it is essentially a mechanism in which fear is introduced to the public through diabolical means, shit that's not necessarily true. For instance, let's just say we happen to fund a small little virus way over in China. Okay, we have an election coming up. We have whatever coming up. We have fighting in the streets. We have the George Floyd situation. What is the best way to get everybody to back the fuck up a second? The answer to that is to release the very virus that we funded $3.7 million through the NIH from Anthony Fauci and Peter Daszak to the Wuhan lab in China. Mm-hmm. I'm just saying, I'm not saying that it wasn't real, because I've had COVID for 2 weeks. However, I'm not saying it's not real, but what it is it was done on purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It was created. That was part of the play, and how on the whiteboard, people, they got lines going all over the place. The COVID part was a very important part for them to put in. It was man-made and it was planned. They've been in laboratories doing this, because you guys got to think, ever so many years, we always have something that comes in that changes everything, and that goes into whatever new level of how we're going to be living politically. If there's always something that comes in that people are going to be getting sick by and all type of stuff, it always happens. Let's say I'll just throw every 15 years we're about to get hit with something. Okay, so that's just the way it is.
Let me put you up on game on something in case you've never heard of it. There's an organization called the World Economic Forum. There's a leader, it's a very villainous dude by the name of Klaus Schwab. There was a United Nations agenda called Agenda 2030. It's called the Great Reset. It is literally, their intentions are to have everybody give up private property. You will stop eating meat, because they say meat. I don't know if you remember last year, AOC wanted people to stop eating beef because of cow farting. Said it was disturbing, the global warming, essentially climate change. And so what they're going to want you to do is, if you just Google this whenever you got time, whenever you're not doing the show, Google bugs, eating the bugs, Google crickets, because right now there's a certain ingredient they're putting in almost everybody's food. It is an ingredient, I can't remember the name of it exactly, but it's cricket. It's literally cricket. And so they are transitioning us to try to get us to eat soy-filled meat, to no longer eat real meat, to eat all these GMOs. I understand you're involved with health and things of that nature. They're trying to get, you do know that 75% of our food is processed. So so none of us are, for the most part, eating healthy. And this is all by design. The design,
unless you're living off the land, and people, you are really like a real doomsday preparer. You living like the wild Alaskans out there. You are living off the earth, and you're growing your own shit. You know, because even the farmer's market, some of you guys are like, yeah, I go to the farmer's market. Ain't no way in the world that strawberry's supposed to be this damn big. I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. So even at the farmer's market, y'all, it's stuff going in. So unless you know fully about what you're putting in, you are putting in things that goes into your body. People, they use the ingredient for yoga mat for Subway bread, so it can rise faster and look a certain way. So you're putting yoga mat chemicals in your body and stuff like that. So, you know, people, they want us to do exactly what he says by putting these products out that say it's healthy and do it this way. But the products that you can put them out in, half of them don't get tested. They get them done in Mexico, and you can put whatever you want in them. So you're still getting all the same stuff, and then your body will get taken over by everything going in. So if your body is not getting everything natural, your body will not be able to react the exact same way. So your body is going to be lost. So you are going to be a walking zombie, and then that's when they're going to put over whatever else it is. They're trying to do the mind control with your phone and shit. They're trying to do all that shit. So yeah,
everything is intended to hurt you. And a lot of people ask me, why would you believe they would intend to hurt you? Well, here's one of the things. If you understand the global government and you understand what their goal is, you can't have a new world order or a global government as if a nation is still sovereign. So the collapse of America, even, it's actually done purposely. There's a reason. I don't know if when they started putting fluoride in the water, our IQ points, all of our IQ points, over 2 generations dropped 18 points, which is fucking insane. I'm talking about the overall human IQ. And this was a study that was done by Harvard University. They presented it, peer reviewed all of this, and so started with the fluoride in the water. But everything else that they're doing is look. Only recently I started tracking macros and shit like that because my goal was to lose some weight, get a little bit more healthy because I'm going to be doing 2 major hikes next year. Until you start looking at all the ingredients and even tracking things like just carbs and the shit that we put in our body, you don't realize like how unhealthy a lot of the garbage we put in our body is. Now that I'm starting to get hip to it, it's blew my mind, right? Like I'm afraid to drink milk. You know what I'm saying? Like there's so much shit I'm just looking at and I'm like, just simple shit. Like I said, counting carbs. You're like, I can't.
I'm gonna give you my plan, J.B.Gunner. Whenever you get a chance, give me an email. I'm a PDF you my plan, and you can see how real I am with that shit. I think you'll actually be like, holy shit. That's what I'm talking about right there. Yeah. Email me. J.B.Gunner is the winner, y'all. Fuck y'all. J.B.Gunner's the winner. He's the winner of this one. So you can go ahead and do them hikes.
Say what?
I said you can do them hikes. You know what I'm saying?
I've hiked the Appalachian Trail twice, man. I'm not like Eli. I don't just walk. I don't walk down the street. I do mountains. You know what I mean? But when my issue is when I'm not hiking, I'm drinking beer. So you see what it is. So I'm going and I eat a lot of potatoes and carbs. So when I'm not hiking or at the amusement park, because you know when you go to amusement park, you put in 12, 13 miles just in steps. Problem is I work from home. So there's a lot of hours I'm sitting right here and just drinking fifth after fifth beer after beer.
I forgot to ask you that. I was about to be like, because of who you are and how you feel about things, I forgot to ask you, do you work at home? You know what I'm saying? Like I literally had that written down on a paper, but I forgot to bring it here. I was like, do you work at home or do you go out? So you said you work at home. Thank you for that one right there. Let me go back to this one right here. This Bill Gates one. This Bill Gates one. He says there's a good reason Bill Gates is buying all the farms. Now, let me tell you, I used to work for the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. Help Me See. Help Me See was designed so that you can get the children in these third world countries cataract cureness from the blindness. And what he was doing out there was they were giving them fresh water and they were feeding them and everything. But while they were doing all this stuff with these kids now, and people, this is for, you don't have to take my word for it. I'll just say this is hypothetically I'm going to say this is what Bill Gates could have been doing, hypothetically speaking, people. So what was happening though, and no one knew why this was happening. from the treatments the kids were getting after getting the eyesight for the first time in a long time, getting those cleft palates fixed, giving them the fresh water. They were giving these kids injections, saying that it's going to help them get healthy and all this other stuff. And tons of kids were passing away. And I was a person that was in charge of big groups to raise money to have people fund to help these kids. And when I found out that many kids were dying because of no one knew why, I had to step away from that. And that's why I wanted to go over that Bill Gates with the population control and everything else we were talking about earlier. I want to tie that in right there before I forgot it.
Do you know what Bill Gates and Bill and Melinda did in Haiti? Basically what they did is there was a lot of people killed because they pushed a cholera vaccine. And they I don't know if you know this, but they've been in the vaccine business for a long time. That's why when the COOF vaccine came in, they were heavily pushing it. There was a lot, just like Fauci with AIDS over there. I know we can't talk too much about this because YouTube will fuck your channel up. So I'm just going to say this, is that Bill Gates and Anthony Fauci, they started all of these trials, not with us, in Africa. And that's why I say that. It's funny that you just said what you said. And you gotta, all you do is Google or YouTube search Bill Gates depopulation. His goal is to depopulate humanity. So people made a big deal about some of the things I said in our interview. Bill Gates wants it too. Bill Gates not just wants to depopulate you, he wants to depopulate me. That's an evil motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? So if that makes sense. So that's